I mean, why is all this up here if it doesn't want me to come up here, right? Unless this is where I came from, which it might be. I'm going to go up here and find out. Let's just go up. Why not? I am severely lost. It's going to be a hell of a run back down. I really don't know where I'm going or why I can go all the way up this mountain. This is not Skyrim. This is interesting. So I know that I just didn't fight my way down all this. What's up here? It's gonna be. I hope it's a thermos. I'm gonna need coffee after the hike. Is all. Huh. Ah, my reward.
Danny had stepped out, but what stumbled back in was something else. Something alien. A monster. Walter tried to kill it, first with his fists, then a chair. It wouldn't die. Instead, it kept coming, unaffected by the beating it had taken. After Walter managed to kick it down the cellar stairs, fear took over. He ran, got behind the wheel, gunned the engine. The booze wouldn't make him forget, but he knew he had to try.
That was worth it. It would have been nice to bring a car up here. I should be able to run longer downhill because I'm just kind of letting gravity do the work. Can't I roll? Like, just get on my side and roll like a little kid would. No! You damn birds! I wouldn't have had to deal with him if I didn't go up there. But I got a manuscript page, so it was worth it. No! This was a mistake. Birdemic. Is that one crawling down a tree? Did I imagine that? It looked like one was crawling down the tree there.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
How convenient, Alan. Is it temporary? darkness controls the taken. Oh, here it goes. About to pop off. What are you? That one's flare, that one's flashbang. Okay.
The bulldozer's engine roared to life.
Oh, no.
Rocks flew as it fought for traction. It crashed through the concrete wall and landed heavily in the yard. If it were an animal, it would have shaken its head after the impact, fixed its eyes on me, and charged. Of course, it had no head, nor eyes. Shadows crawled on its form, twisting it into a monster. Then, it came for me.
Hmm. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Yep.
Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go? He wouldn't answer her questions. Federal business was all he'd say.
The train. So, I mean, we don't trust this guy, right? We obviously don't trust Nightingale. How could we? He's so sketch. Also, he shot at me twice. Bruh, bruh, bruh. Barry?
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan. Alan. I'm so afraid. Keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
Oh, it's shaking. Shaking and bacon.
The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again.
They're building my trust, and I don't know if it's that kind of game, but I keep feeling like one of these is going to be a trap, and the arrows are gonna lead me, and it's just gonna be a trick, maybe a terrible, terrible trick. See?
I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Like a rail car. You don't need to honk. No one's on the tracks right now, buddy.
The
You don't know I'm
darkness
down here.
pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Ah. Oh man, it's terrible. Oh, now this thing explodes. Good. I thought it was going to get me in there. Thanks for warning me about all the crap flying at me, Paige. It didn't help me that much, but
I
thanks.
slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me.
Hey, I see a coffee mug in there. How do I get in there? I gotta get in there to get that mug.
As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
How you doing, baby? Nice to- Yeah. Okay, the cicadas like on SNL out there. Dude, that was a really short thing. I should have shown one on that one before we had to go. Those ridiculous costumes. Now I see how people fall for those romance scams. I was all ready to be like, you could make a graphic for me.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
yeah.
People do it on get caught on like Reddit and all these things. Are pig butchering scams, all those.
We put in so much effort, though.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. They must middle click like 20 streams and copy and paste almost the exact same stuff and then reply a tiny bit based on it. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, so thank you, hon. Tomorrow is already Thursday. Yeah.
I got donuts for work today.
No?
Yeah, everyone was so happy about it.
How are the donuts?
I don't know. I actually did not try them because I got myself a croissant. But yeah, I really appreciated it.
Well, you have to ask how they tasted to them. No, it was. Is this because you were a tiny bit late yesterday?
Well, yeah.
So you're like, here's
I was gonna pick up the croissant anyway, so I'm like, you know what? Everyone's gonna be at work today, and like the whole crew, so why not? This is the day to get it. I don't like getting in when there's only the three of us, but when there's 5 or 6, then they get eaten faster.
Okay, so I'm concerned about this. There's explosive barrels everywhere around here.
Is that collectible?
It's like to explode, I guess. But I don't, so I'm not going to collect it. But it worries me because it tells me that there's probably going to be a fight here, enemies around this area. That they're throwing a bunch of barrels at me.
Speaking of explosives, my coworker, the old one,
Yeah.
had like a little slideshow on his phone today. Probably like a Google Photos thing, and he was showing me stuff from his old job work.
And there was
Um,
explosive diarrhea
they
on the
were
phone.
doing machining, like pretty much like creating things, and they built some kind of bomb. Like
That's
it was a
weird.
really long one,
Yeah.
and he was like showing the back of it, and he's like, "Yeah, I cut this back plate for it, and I had to like engineer."
Wow, there's some
the
words that I
size
want to
and
use,
stuff.
but I'm not going to use because I don't want my stream to get flagged.
um, it was weird and cool. So, yeah.
Oh no. I don't seem. I was like, I don't seem too concerned.
Oh, is it because you're like, oh, look at that, they exploded. Nice. Explosion. Dun, dun, dun.
I wasted more bullets trying to shoot the explosive barrel than just shooting the bro.
Uh,
Okay. I didn't realize I didn't have any throwables left. I'm sorry.
no more troubles.
Oh, yeah, I really didn't realize I was completely out of flares and stuff, or I might not have gotten in the corner. I was like, this is fine. I'll just drop a flare on this big boy. In light, you can hurt them. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. Find vehicle. Well, based on that manuscript I just found, I feel like I'm about to find a vehicle. Maybe not the vehicle I want, though. I think I want a car, maybe an attack helicopter or a tank. Ooh, there's a new episode of my show on.
We take the facts of our existence
The
for
Scary
granted,
Door.
unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a family occasion. Journalist Alvin Derleth's trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Derleth, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition, but you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really?
Of course, Mr. Derleth.
Well, I guess that's the least I... What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
Too hot for TV.
What did you...
Auga.
Oh, Mr. Derleth, but well please, Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his 1,000 young, and all shall be glory. Shh, darling, be calm. Shh.
Alvin Derleth learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit. In Night Springs.
That's all very good and well for him, but I need to GTFO. All right, so manuscript page.
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
Find that vehicle. Let's find my ankles. Wake versus Bulldozer. That's actually hilarious. Let's try that again. Oh wow, there was an even closer one I really could have gotten and gone for. Thermos? They're less. The light is telling me to take this vehicle. I'm definitely... Oh, huh. Well, I should have ran up the road a bit and seen what happened. I just assumed there was going to be more of the Taken on the road that I would have to run over.
To see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine. The coal mine wasn't far now.
Is it okay that tonight I'm spreading these out between like 5-10 minutes each for little things to do instead of doing both at once like usual?
Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
See, this sucks, but I think all my weapons are gone. I had so many flares and batteries and everything. You know what's weird? Because the YouTube and Google is so bad and testy now in the sense that it's just like the first 10 results are what you want, and after that it's like, here's Conan O'Brien. I'm like, what? That has nothing to do with Alan Wake. You're not showing me more results. It was really hard finding original gameplay of this that's not just like, oh, it's a comparison video between the PC graphics and the 360 graphics or whatever. And I'm like, why is it so hard? Does it just not exist at all? Or is it just that YouTube and Google search engines are bad now? Because I'm like, oh, well, let's see what happens if I do this. Okay, I didn't make it, but
Today, I would meet the kidnapper.
I'm like, I still own my Xbox 360 and a capture card, and I might or might not have Alan Wake on it. I should just put up old, low resolution ass 360 videos on YouTube of it as a gag.
You should.
Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the Dark Presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity. Even during daytime, I was being stalked. The bridge must have collapsed only moments after I'd crossed it.
Sorry, guys, just looking around over here for no particular reason. Huh. This is some Fallout stuff right here. Yoink. See, there was something way out here randomly in the woods. It's so frustrating. I just don't want to get 100 of them. I mean, I'm definitely 100% not going to on this playthrough. I've missed some. I'm not watching a guide, following a guide or anything. But, man, even then, I did not get them all for, like, the 360 and achievement days. Oh, I can just take a new car? That's awesome.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF FM. Folks,
I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
Nobody cares about me. Ain't even got a friend. Baby's gone and left me.
Ooh, oh, those barrels were floating, and they spooked me. That was the spookiest thing in the game. What is down here, and why can I go down here? In case I lose my car, I guess. Yeah, all of these are just in case I lose my car. But man, these woods are huge. I couldn't imagine finding all these dumb thermoses without using a guide. I'm just like looking at all the areas it can send me to. This is fine. Come on. There we go. Give it a little gas. Come on, Alan. Perfect. All the grace of a 3-point turn. Okay, I'm gonna switch back to my other car because that car drives really weird. It keeps acting like it's even before it was damaged. It kept acting like it was like upshifting over and over and over, and it was like the gas kept stopping and starting. Let's see, this one's just driving like a car smoothly. Yeah, that was bizarre. Yeah, someone left their junky car there for me to steal it. They're like, I'll write it off as an insurance claim. Hill, trucks use lower gear. You don't tell me what to do, you're just a sign. Ooh, I might steal that car next, actually. I think it's about time to exit the Cotto. It's probably not, but it looks a lot like the car from Evil Dead. And I just wouldn't be surprised if there was a reference to that horror franchise in here.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Google. Evil Dead car? Like, does this look like an Oldsmobile? I'm telling you, it might be the Evil Dead car.
Oh yeah. Pretty
I might
close
be
to-
crazy, though. It's supposed to be yellow, I believe. That's like the worst shot that I could get right now.
Yep.
Oh, this is just, I thought this was where I was supposed to go. I still have quite a ways to go. So it is daytime, which is awesome. But I feel like if I go in that coal mine, it's not going to fucking matter that it's daytime there. Come on, like. It's dark down there. Okay, so I looked it up because I'm insane. I looked up Evil Dead car Alan Wake, and the top result is the Alan Wake Wiki tan sedan. It's a drivable car in Alan Wake, a classic vehicle. The 79 model is in one color, whatever. It's based on the 72 Chevy Impala in the game. However, its appearance is a semi-intentional homage to director Sam Raimi's 1973 Oldsmobile Delta 88, seen in most films like Evil Dead or the Spider-Man trilogy. Alan is driving this car in the opening scene that hits the hitchhiker. Thank you, Wiki, for justifying me thinking everything is from something. And this is the porta potty from Ghostbusters. Stream that to TikTok and we'll talk about stuff. Funny. TikTok on the clock. Thank you. Yeah, nah, don't worry about it right now or anything. But DJ blowing my speakers up. Let me get out this goo out my eyeball. Okay, now need to check out this Firewatch tower. So is this what inspired the game?
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me that's strange because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you need to do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever and you're forever incomplete. I mean, isn't that depressing? Or, heck, childish even? Hey, there's plenty of fish in the sea.
And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything. But what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was. And I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but, well, since
It's a nice
then,
bed set.
it was a long time ago, but since then, there hasn't been any...
Wonder who's banging in the tower.
And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life. I'm not living in the past, but I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
No song, eh? Were you doing the song for me? Thank you. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. I don't think that was in this game, but that's a good one. And they should patch it in. I don't know who to contact about that, but I'm paranoid. I swear I'm seeing freaking thermoses everywhere. I thought there was one behind that bathroom thing. That plastic bathroom. Alright, now I feel like I'm playing Grand Theft Auto. I'm about to when I take it off this freaking jump up here. Oh, my wheels didn't have axles. It was weird. They were just hovering there for a second. It was pretty funny. Like all my four wheels were like detached from the car. Hard to explain to most physicists. Oh yeah.
I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now. For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
I almost made it. Bright Falls Coal Mine, Washington Mining Corp. It's not like Don't Dead Open Inside Bright Coal, Washington. Falls Mine, Mining Corp. Yeah. While there were some earlier residents in the area, the true genesis of the town of Bright Falls came with the founding of the Bright Falls Mining Company and the opening of the Bright Falls Coal Mine in 1878. Although the work was hard and dangerous, many immigrants, Germans, Poles, Italians, Finns, and Swedes, among others, worked the mines. Thanks, guys. Also, look at this. Some poor Swede from the 1800s left his coffee thermos here. Well, let's drink that for him. Ooh, more signage? More plumage? While lucrative at first, the mining steadily declined in the 20th century. The seams were rich but hard to get at, and the volcanic activity in the area made the mine shafts particularly dangerous and erect. That last bit was just part of my flair to make it more scandalous. Oh wow, it's really a museum. I hope I get to kill some Boy Scouts. And then maybe after that we could play some more Alan Wake.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
Signage. In 1970, volcanic eruption below Cauldron Lake, while relatively minor, caused most of the deep mining tunnels to collapse or flood. 32 miners lost their lives in the calamity, and all mining around Bright Falls came to a final stop. Now, many of the remaining buildings are protected as historical landmarks. Not when I'm done with them. Whoops. My bad, I walked into good graphics.
Go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
He was supposed to be there at noon, and it looks like you might have waited there about 12 hours too long.
Wake, where the hell are you? Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around by
You
you.
want to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello? Ah! I'm gonna kill him! I had to get to Mirror Peak. It was close. Maybe closer than ever before.
And how do I get down? Oh. This? Was that a bear trap? No, I just busted my ankle on a chair. That's actually messed up. Do not. What is happening? Are these possessed, or am I just stepping on stuff wrong and it's the physics hurting me? I think it's just the physics, which is very funny. Fallout 4 does that also. If you stand too close to a car, it might catch you between the floor and the car itself, and the car weighs a lot, so it'll launch you at 1,000,000 miles an hour into outer space and kill you. And I think I stepped on a board and did that here. Let's try it again. I got lucky. Boop. I was hoping that views would be for some lights, but a door is fine too.
When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
I swear, did I see a thermos? Count those shells, baby. Well, that's good for now. I feel like I shouldn't open this. This feels like a very silly idea. What other weird metal crap can fly at me? That question was
What the hell?
purely hypothetical. I don't actually want crap to fly at me. Huh. Don't like that at all. sketchy. Let's keep that BS away from me. How do I get out of here?
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Man, I wish this car had a backup cam. Hey, Alan, how about you leave the headlights just pointed somewhere real bright? Turn off the power, sure. My favorite thing to do. Hopefully my car could get me there pretty safely. Let's find out. Can it get me there safe? Let's go, let's go. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, it seriously broke the car in one hit? That's really funny. Yeah, I was messing that up. I was trying to switch to my flares during that so I could, I'm not flares, my flashbangs are dropping one, and I kept messing it up and just dropping my flares. It was so bad. I gotta really, watch my little menu while I'm panic running here. Alright, I hear footsteps. Who's already above me? Barry? Trust no one in the dark.
Some of the taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the dark presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him. There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
That's what I need to get stuck someplace behind a gate I'm not supposed to get behind. Saw someone way in the dark over there.
I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. "Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent."
Places I should not go, up here. Places I am going, up here. Because I see a thermos, damn it. Mirror Peak. I'm just gonna say that's a very roundabout way of saying Twin Peaks. I kind of can't believe that's the first time I've done that. Kill 4 taken with 1 flashbang. Is it safe? The moths are my friends.
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Weird. Damn, I think I accidentally went the right way. I think there is a manuscript page on the other side. That is way too many going on there. Yeah, it's going to be a resource hog, but I think I see a manuscript page down there, so let's go back a bit, eh? Uh-oh. Not worth it. Got a thermos out of it, so I don't know, man. Okay, is that not a page? Shit. Okay, I'm just gonna go where I should go. I don't know if I actually saw one or if I was just seeing one of these freaking lights. Who knows? Got a thermos out of it, though. Maybe not a page, but a thermos. Look from up here. Okay. That looks like a page. But it also doesn't. That's deceptive. I'm out of here, man. I am deceived. The great page caper. Deceptive light. Real light. No!
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
Kathy was reading a page.
No, just writing a page. Right? Oh no, why? I feel like everything might. This is weird.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century. Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination. never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
This house has seen better days. Gray Peak Gorge. Originally in 1928, the Gray Peak Gorge mining town was one of the permanent settlements of the Bright Falls Mining Company built for its workers. The nearby graveyard is a testament to the dangers the miners faced on a daily basis. Most of the men who lost their lives over the years here were buried there, a grim reminder to be careful for those who remain. Yeah, shadows might whip tractors at you. Looking everywhere for pages. Could you imagine if... Sorry, my phone's going off. I actually don't know what's happening. It's a bunch, not just the one. What? Is this a trap? Why can I come all the way down here for nothing? That's weird. Let's not risk it, but I don't think it could fit in here easily. The key. The thermos. Shoot the lock off, Alan. You a big goof. I would like to take this bomb-ass lantern with me. I think a couple of these bad boys would be nice, just hanging on my belt loop.
Anything outside of riding is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
Don't plagiarize, my boy. Uh-oh. I may have lost my shotgun under the bed. Alan, you can see it. Just take it. Okay, now I threw the rifle even further under the bed. This isn't on purpose. He picks it up and he's whipping the other gun. Cut it out, my dude.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel gets at her and she flopped over and started.
That's funny.
And I'm like, oh my god, it's just anything that spooks her. She
Yeah.
just
Anything.
gets
Everything.
to. What? She's sitting in front of this empty bowl.
Aw, sweetie. It's like, I need more food to feed the baby. Yeah, go into the cat room, baby.
It should. I don't like to feed them near each other. You always get so pesky. Big ones. How you feeling? You can, if I go for a bit more. Oh, stop. I wish I'd been looking. I wonder where I got my last checkpoint. This has got to be a boss fight or something. Oh, I should leave. Yeah, I should. GTFO. Goat folk? Yeah, that's the stuff. That's the good gibberish. Checkpoint reached. Okay, I think I will end it here, actually, now that I check on how it works. The stream did very briefly end on its own because of internet cutout and then such. I don't know. So I don't know exactly how long I streamed. I think it was like 3.5 hours, maybe 4. There it is. Wow, it was way longer than I thought. See, on here, it only says an hour and a half on the telephono. On the big old computer up there, it's 4 hours and 48 minutes. Oh yeah, it was a hot minute. Thanks for playing with me, huh?